and Eve had been so close that anything but total honesty was out of the question. Eve was one of the foremost forensic sculptors in the world, but she was also Jane's best friend. They had been through tragedy and joy together, and now that Eve had given birth to a son, Michael, Jane had been privileged to share that with Eve and Joe, too. "Nothing that I can't handle." She made a face. "Maybe I'm a little sad to be going back to Scotland and leaving you and Joe and the baby. 3 weeks wasn't long enough." "Jane, it's the truth." She grinned. "But I was getting to the other." She glanced out at the lake. "I grew up here on this lake, and I thought the familiarity would be soothing. It appears not to be happening tonight." "Why not try me? I'm a hell of a lot better than that lake in the soothing department." Her arm slipped around Jane's waist. "I've been told I have excellent credentials." "Yes, you do." She felt a rush of love as she looked at her. Eve's face was always intelligent and intriguing, but these days she seemed to glow. "But I'm out in the real world with a career as a budding artist these days. I was trying not to bother you with something that's—" She shrugged. "I just feel helpless. I don't know what I—" "First, you're not a budding artist. You're totally brilliant," Eve said firmly. "Second, you know there's no such thing as bother when it's family. Talk to me, or we'll be out here all night." She meant it, Jane knew. Family was everything to all of them. She drew a deep breath. "Dreams. I've had dreams for the past 6 nights." Eve went still. "Syra?" "No." But it was natural that Eve would jump to that conclusion. At 17, Jane had experienced a period when she had dreamed constantly of a young actress from ancient Herculaneum. She had even been so obsessed that she had researched and found evidence that the young woman had actually existed. "Not Syra, but it's a woman," she frowned. "Or girl. At first I thought she was younger, but now she's different." "You're not being clear, Jane." "She's not being clear," Jane said in frustration. "At least when I was dreaming about Syra, I had a story. I knew what was happening in her life. The dreams unraveled, telling me her story. I might have believed I was crazy and it was pure fantasy, but I knew. I don't know anything about this woman. All I have is a face. I go to sleep and then her face is there before me. Then I wake up and I have to sketch what I've seen. I have to do it." She moistened her lips. "And I think she's scaring me." "Scaring you? Why?" "Because I think she's afraid. Oh, she's fierce and angry and bold, but I think she's afraid. And this time, there was blood." She swallowed. "And I think I know her. She's familiar." "You sketched her every time you had the dream?" She nodded. "I had to do it. It was a compulsion." "May I take a look at them?" "Why not?" She turned and went back to her bedroom and snatched the sketchbook from the bed. When she got back to the porch, Eve was curled up on the porch swing. Jane turned on the porch light and handed her the sketchbook. "Here she is." She sat down beside Eve. But I feel as if I should know her name." "She's that familiar to you?" Eve was slowly going through the sketches one by one. "She's lovely, full of fire and boldness." She gazed more intently. "And you're right. The first sketches appear to be of a girl who is younger than in the later sketches. But the background is the same." She raised her eyes to meet Jane's. "You only mentioned the face, but you sketched an entire background scene. Snow-capped mountains, garden." "I didn't pay any attention to the background. I was only concerned with her face. Why can't I remember her? Did I know her when I was a teenager? Is she familiar to you at all?"